What's going on, people of YouTube? My name happens to be Kurtyoy and welcome back to a series I did last year, and a series that was very popular last year called Transfer Targets, where I look at clubs in and around the Premier League to see who they should be getting rid of and who they should be bringing in this transfer window. And we're going to start off with a club I think could win the league next season if they play the right cards in the transfer market, and that's Arsenal. And before we jump into things, this isn't saying, if they sign Messi, Ronaldo and Suarez, they'd make a good team, they'd win the Premier League. This is players, I've done a lot of research into this, realistic transfers that might be able to, and probably will transfer to a club this coming window. And also, players that, I could see playing for Arsenal would fit the style of play Arsenal like to do. But before we get into the ingoings, we've got to see who I would send out of the club. Now, as you can see on the screen, there are a few big names in there. I'll go through it in order of position. Starting off in goal, I think Ospina's time is up. His contract, his termination date is getting closer, and I feel like if they sold him, it wouldn't be too bad of a deal. I do have a replacement in mind for him. You have to wait for that though. Onto defence, two defenders out, going two right back, Debuchy and Jenkinson. Let's face it, they're not up to Arsenal standard. Jenkinson flopped at West Ham. Debuchy has flopped at Arsenal and didn't really do much in France. And they've got Chambers that can fill in there. They've also got Bellerin, who's incredibly good. So I don't think they're too sparse in that position. So those two I can see leaving. On to midfielders, we've got a few contracts running out, including Wellington Silva, who we spent last season on loan at Bolton. Flamini, who of course, rejoined the club a few years ago. Then we've got Arteta and Rosicky, who've been in the club for some time now. Arteta, who is linked with a coaching role with Guardiola at Man City, all leaving on contracts. I've also got a loan and a transfer. A loan for Gnabry, because I feel like he can break into the team. He just needs a season to play first team football. His West Brom loan obviously didn't go well last season. And Campbell, I just don't see him as an Arsenal player. He's not good enough and has flopped many times this season. Well, he's had a few good games, but he has played bad in quite a few as well. So I feel like he is worth letting go of. And then, of course, we've got the two strikers, or I suppose one of them you could say is a winger. We've got Yaya Sanogo, need I say more, and Theo Walcott, because I feel like Walcott, there are better players out there, and you could get some good money off him because he's an English player. So now we move on to who I would bring in. And let's start off, as we do, in the positioning order. We'll start off in goal, and I think Wojciech Szczesny would be a good player to get into the first team. Now, no, that's not a signing. He's only spent last season on loan at Roma. But for me, I'm looking at it, and I'm seeing Szczesny. He is a player that could learn off Cech. I think Cech's got another good season in him, and if Szczesny learns, he's got the potential to be a great keeper. Onto the defenders, as you can see, I have 5 linked on the screen. One of them is John Stones. He's English, and I feel like in an Arsenal style of play, he can come out and he can play really good football, really good passing football. He didn't have the best seasons at Everton, but you put him in a defence that's much more sturdier rather than a manager that likes to attack and a defence that doesn't like to defend, you'll get good results. Another few would be Jimenez of Atletico Madrid. I feel like he is a fantastic player, and it might be a bit expensive, but definitely worth it for the quality you'll get. Then we've got Martin Caceres, who's leaving on a free contract, I believe, at the end of his Juventus time. And I feel like that'd be a good signing for them. He can play fullback, so it gives you a bit of cover there, and also very good pacey centre-back for your central defence. Then we've also got Aymeric Laporte of Atletico Bilbao, who reportedly does have a clause in his contract and is, really looking like he's going to move to Manchester City. But for me, if Arsenal could nip in there and steal him, it'd be a great signing. And just one left back on there is Ben Chilwell. Now, a lot of teams have been linked with him, and I feel like good young left back could see push Kieran Gibbs out of the team and get himself in as a reserve left back behind Nacho Monreal. And again, chance to learn off the better players in the team. Will he stay at Leicester or will he go, and who will we go to? I don't know, but I feel like if the reported fee of around 5 million, 3 million is the right price, then that is definitely worthy of worthy of a look into, I think. Right, now we move on to midfielders, and we're going to split them up into 2. So first of all, we're going to go for the more defensive central midfielders. As you can see, we've only got 3 on there. First of all is the Turkish midfielder Topal. He's leaving on a free contract, although he wouldn't be in the first team as such and starting every game. He'd be a great player to come on, see out a game. And he's also got quite a level head on him as well, and I think for a free contract and a free transfer, it's quite a good deal. Talking about free transfers, Michael Carrick is one I'd definitely be looking into if I was any Premier League club just coming up, or one of the best, like Leicester, Arsenal, whatever. I feel like he's got experience, level-headedness, he can play in defence, he's also got a fantastic pass, and for me, Michael Carrick is definitely someone you'd want in your team, no matter where you are in the Premier League. Lastly, we've got Xhaka. Now, I left him until last because I believe whenever I record this, and when I'm recording this, he is pretty much, secured the deal, but I don't know whether he's secured it or yet, but he's basically joined the club. Great signing, he's got a wonderful left foot. Admittedly, I have watched a few YouTube videos, I don't know much about him, but he looks as if he could fit into the Arsenal mould very, very well. Now on to the more attacking players. As you can see, we've got 4 there, starting off with Henrik Mkhitaryan, I believe you say his name as. He would be a great signing, linked with absolutely everyone this coming transfer window. He's got assists, he's got pace, he's got great passing, and he's also, got quite a hefty fee on him. But I think it'd be worth it. If you've seen him play in the Bundesliga this season, he's definitely a top quality player. Then we've got Feghouli and Ben Arfa. Both could be available on free contracts. Ben Arfa is being touted to join Barcelona though, so face stiff competition to get him, but Feghouli is definitely one I'd be looking into. He's a good winger, had a decent season, and for me, would definitely be a good replacement for Theo Walcott. As for the last one, it's a bit of an iffy one, it's Memphis Depay. He's been left out of the squad that would go up to the FA Cup. This is a Saturday I'm recording this, so on the Saturday to face Crystal Palace in the FA Cup final for Manchester United. And I feel like Depay's time at Manchester United has unfortunately come to an end for him. But if he could move to Arsenal, I feel like he'd be a good fit and again, a good replacement for Theo Walcott. And now we move on to the strikers. I've got 5 and one of them is quite big. And talking about him, we may as well start there. Big in so many ways is Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Available on a free contract. If anyone can get their hands on him, it'd be a wonderful signing. He is getting older and older every year, as every player is, but he doesn't seem to be losing any of his skill. Big questions were asked of Ibra. Can he do it in the Champions League? He answered those questions this season, getting a few good goals in the knockout stages. And for me, it would be a great player, even though it would be a hefty wage bill. Then we move on to someone based in the UK, Romelu Lukaku. Potentially a joint deal with Stones, although it's looking as if Chelsea could be getting in there. I feel like Lukaku would fit the mould of Arsenal quite well. He's got the height and strength of Giroud and the pace and power of Welbeck, with the finishing qualities of both of them, and I feel like he would definitely fit in well with Arsenal. Then we've got 3 strikers from abroad, starting off with Milik. He's had a fantastic season at Ajax and I feel like does deserve a step up and maybe could at Arsenal. Then we've got Morata, who it rumoured to be a British record fee of 65 million, around there, something insane, and £155,000 a week if he moves to Arsenal. Definitely worth considering if I was him. And then lastly, we've got the Algerian Slimani. He's been in great form in the Portuguese league, and again, he looks as if he's being scouted by absolutely everyone, and again, it's the sort of player that I could see playing well in Arsenal. And that's it for this video, guys. Hopefully you have enjoyed. Remember, who do you think could fit well into Arsenal that could be available this coming window? Let me know in the comment section down below. Remember to spread love, not hate, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.